Hello, hello.
Hey,
What's up?
what is up?
You ready to get this going?
Oh, I'm sure I'll have the become tattered now. First 20 minutes of server issues, but
Oh gosh,
yeah,
yeah.
I'm ready.
That's to be
That's what I'm
expected at
saying.
this point.
We've been that's what I'm saying. It's almost a pattern now. Like the first 20 to 30 minutes, I have issues, and then the rest of the stream is fine.
Oh yeah. What's up, Dark Bow Code? Let's see. Did I unlock anything class-wise? Kind of crowd made of his mother will be found. Alright, let's see. Alright, let's see if I unlocked anything cool with this purchase. I bet I didn't. Oh, I got all the melee weapons now. Now it makes the earning of my last one worthless.
What is up, barcode? I had to log on to the YouTube app so I could see the chat.
It only unlocked all the medium ones. It didn't give me the sledgehammer or the butcher knives. Dutch cleavers. You know what? I'm using the shovel. Let's go. What does Veteran Survivor do? There's a 5% chance that an enemy killed with a signature strike will drop an equipment bag. Not bad. Mine has a lot more perks than that one, though. Noble Death, Razor Sharp, and Shinobi. I have 3 perks. Axe comes with a health plan. There's a 3% chance that an enemy killed with a signature strike will drop a med kit. That's not bad. Man, I kind of want to... You know what? No. I gotta keep using this. I gotta keep using this. The Wakizashi. But I will be playing in first person today.
Ooh, tell me how that is.
It's shit. Dude, it's so... Like... Why am I on challenges? Oh, there we go. I haven't selected a chapter yet. Nope. Co-op campaign. Online public. Episodes. Moscow. There we go. Oh, okay, I would. Ah, there we go. Yeah, if it's so slapped on. Like, it's not an extra mode. It's like here, like melee takes you out of first person, and there's a couple other things that take you out of first person. You don't actually look down the sights on your guns. It's just a little bit more zoomed in, where you don't see your character. That's it. I found something really cool because you know what the cosplay I'm getting ready to do, right?
I don't know if I have or not.
It's my Han Solo Power Ranger.
Oh yeah, you were talking about that.
So I found, if you look it up, there's a Pictionary game for Star Wars, but it's like you draw the stuff in the air, and I will be using part of that as my morpher. Also, it sounds just really fun. It's Pictionary where you draw stuff in the air, and the TV records it. And there's and it has like a partial AI assist, so like if you're really bad at drawing, it'll like add stuff for you.
Oh, I can see how that. All right, I'm looking
Like
it up now.
And you have mascots.
It's actually pretty dope, honestly.
But that little I don't know if you saw what my original morpher, but what was that one called? Force... No, that's not it. I can't remember what you have to look up to find it. It was a failed marketing toy. Like, you can get them for really cheap now. It's like a... I don't know if you remember it, but it was a wrist-mounted thing. Over Star Wars toys, and they do their voice lines.
It's kind of dope, though. I ain't gonna lie.
So that was where I got the idea to do this. So I saw that and I was like, that kind of looks like a morpher, and I was like, I bet I could make that into a ranger idea.
I have never seen this item, but honestly, looking it up, I could totally understand someone looking at it and going, "That could be a morpher." Like.
Oh yeah.
That's actually kind of cool. Oh. Oh, I ain't ready.
It's better than the original toy. I mean, all it does was voice lines. There's a black one and there's a white one. The white one's supposed to be for Han Solo, kind of looking like the Millennium Falcon, and the black one's for Kylo Ren. I saw the white one on sale for like $3 at like a resale store. I was like, yeah, I'll get that.
Now, this is supposed to be the hardest. For what I've been told, this is supposed to be the hardest episode.
Alright. That sounds fun.
Like I said, my favorite one is when we go to Japan, but like this one apparently is supposed to be the hardest. I don't know which part, but...
Too easy.
Again, maybe it was because I was solo, but
yeah.
There's some brutal parts. Like... part when we had to do all 3 switches. Just imagine doing that solo.
Imagine doing that solo on the hardest setting.
I'm good.
That's
good.
What I did.
How'd you do that? We didn't make it 5 minutes into the hardest setting. With 2 people.
I just kept doing it. Yeah. The AI carried a lot, I'm not going to lie, but I mean, I did pretty well. I did pretty well.
We got wrecked. We got wrecked really fast.
Yeah. You just can't get touched. That's the whole thing. You start learning things when you start going on the hardest setting over and over again. You're like, here's the thing, just don't get touched. It's like, oh man. One person in the woo! This stream's popping.
We should never have come into the city.
Let's grab what we can and get out. Find food. Anything. Now this is the end.
Oh, yep, I'm playing in first person.
Quiet.
Sweet.
We can sneak through.
Listen.
What?
See? Can you see my first person mode?
No. Oh, I do see it on. I mean, it looks fine. I get what you mean, but it's kind of got that Left 4 Dead where you can't look down your sights in Left 4 Dead.
Oh yeah, but watch this. Takes a whole second to snap out before it does my melee. It's so stupid.
We have to help.
Good thing my wife gave me a PlayStation card so I could waste on this stupid thing.
I knew you were going to, and I said, "Here's the first person mode," and I was like, "Uh oh, Hila's gonna check it out." I just know it.
I just wanted to see the hordes in this mode. That's gonna be so much fun. There's also a survival mode.
That might make up for the half-baked first-person mode. Because honestly, I can't imagine seeing the horde first person. That just sounds terrifying.
Let's move.
All right.
I've played this one before. A little bit. I think it was like my first playthrough. I played this one. I played random.
Hello. We saw your crash. We're coming. Do you read me?
Look at this first person. I could see myself in first person. Isn't that crazy? It's like first third person. Oh, it's not? Shoot. Why can't they just... How hard is it to, you know, just...
Give me a second.
I feel like there was a bug they could avoid.
I know. I keep looking down at my phone since I have it open for the chat, and I looked down and it was almost entirely third person. I was like, "Oh, looky there." I mean, I guess it would. I'm not a game designer. I feel like making it first person melee combat would be a pain. It's a whole nother thing to do.
Yeah, but I'm paying money, so you can do it.
Yeah, I know that. Like, honestly, from what I'm seeing from your playthrough, I feel like they should have just made it like an update. Like, hey, look, free update. We got first person mode.
Yeah,
like I get hiding the other, because I'll probably buy the DLC a lot later date to do, because I want to do those other chapters that are in the DLC.
Having it as a DLC enticement is stupid, because it just makes the enticement everything else look like crap. Personally.
Focus on the ball! Works of brilliance left to rot. I visited this gallery as a boy.
Uh-oh.
Oh god. How did that thing explode and not kill the bull?
Oh wow.
I meleeed him like 4 times. He got exploded.
AI, come get me. AI, come get me.
Thank you.
That's not a good start.
It really is.
That creeper's up there. I'm gonna hop down on one of those.
They're coming!
There he is.
I'm
Got
2
him.
levels away from starting with an assault rifle, which would be a godsend. So how's the first person mode like with the hordes when you, because I know you're meleeing a lot, which kind of kills the whole first person mode idea.
Yeah, it sucks because I'm a slasher class.
Yeah, your playstyle doesn't suit.
Oh, I almost had a med kit for a second.
Let me take a look.
Your playstyle does not suit the first person mode.
It doesn't.
Thank you, my friend. Look what I
Are we still playing? Are we playing on normal or easy? Because I feel like I'm taking a lot of damage. Okay, I was gonna say, I feel like I'm taking a lot more damage than usual.
Even so, like, we're doing really horrible for even normal.
Yeah, we're getting down. Oh no.
Yeah, this is a warm-up.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh no.
Alright, I guess I'm taking this medkit then.
Man, I feel like someone reported one of my videos.
On TikTok?
Yeah.
Really?
Well, on my backup
Have a
account.
look at this.
I don't really talk about my backup account much because it's not like a backup where it's related to mine. That one's anonymous. I don't have that many posts. But it was a really funny post, and it wasn't that bad, but someone reported it. Let's see. This person didn't make it. I know who
All
did it.
clear. Look what I found.
Oh, you're back. Where are you at? Are you at like the beginning?
Near, I think. Or not that far off.
Okay.
I'll go through
I'll
that
see,
later.
okay, I see you.
But someone commented WTF and then it got banned. But it was a video and it was a Billie Eilish video that I stitched it, kind of. The original creator thought it was hilarious, but it was that SpongeBob sound where it's like, oh, these aren't homemade, these are bombs made in a bomb. These are made in a bomb factory. They're bombs. But he took that audio and it was a video of Billie Eilish or a picture of Billie Eilish. So you know she's well endowed.
Yes.
And it was a picture of her, and it's like, oh, these aren't, you know, to that, implying that they're bombs. So I, in all my brilliance, posted a video of a bunch of guys marching. Posted to the song, no. But I posted that to Blood Upon the Risers, and I said, me and the boys going to motorboat Billie Eilish.
Oh yeah. Well, I can imagine somebody taking the offense to that. Even over.
Like, yeah. That is with the implication that they actually are bombs. Like, it's clearly not us actually going to do it. It's like, oh, they're bombs. Well, this is a glorious day to die.
Very nice.
But yeah, no, they got banned for sexual harassment.
That's better.
You wouldn't care if this was a man I was talking about.
Hey, are we on an online or private?
I have no idea.
I'm pretty sure we got someone in here.
Oh.
Well.
Lol. I think. Oh, I forgot to go private. It's all good.
I thought that was odd. I was like.
But yeah. I'm like, I would have made that same joke about a man. Same. If that was Chris Evans, I made that same joke. I'm an equal opportunist joke maker. But yeah, no, I
guess it's a good thing it prioritized party chat over what's
I've heard a lot worse on PlayStation chat. I mean, it's not as bad as Xbox chat, but
Lord, give me strength.
nah, I've heard some of the worst things in my life. I grew up in the generation of kids who played online. I didn't. But they all talk like that in school too.
I play, like, I'm not like hugest online player. Like, I've played my share of online games, but for the most part, I have to deal with this person's trying to fly through. Good sir, you want to slow down?
Sure do look.
I'm gonna turn up my turning mode.
I guess the next part of the chapter we did or whatever. I don't know. But this guy's just in like. See, I don't understand. Like he feels like he's trying to speed run.
That's how a lot of people play this game. There we go. Look at that.
We just chilly taking our time. This guy's like hauling.
I feel really bad for my chat right now. Sorry, Dark Low Code Warrior, if I made you dizzy.
Oh wow.
Rest in peace.
I'm about out of ammo. I need to go get more ammo. Oh wait, I have this.
You're not doing it.
Speak for yourself. I am doing horrible.
Well, we got a whole group of people now.
The screaming
Realize, like,
is
I am
attracting
online.
others.
Public.
Oh yeah. So many of these creatures. These vile creatures. See, that's the problem with this generation. They'll see a joke and call sexual harassment, But when a man gets violently mobbed by thousands of men, oh, no one's standing up for me now.
We must silence him!
No one's standing up for poor Sergey. Gonna die. Because of all the essay.
Well, that didn't go as planned.
He did not. Say what, do what, say what, do what. Also, another thing I posted. Yo, these people are down bad, and I'm outing them, and they're outing themselves. So you know I got a little Pokemon. You know that, right?
Mm-hmm.
I posted the picture of that drawing, and I said, "You're the Joker. What Pokemon did you catch?" And everyone's commenting. I'm like, y'all just outing yourselves here. You got a low punny. I caught a low punny Batman, Mr. Mime, Shaman, Gardevoir. Only 5 comments so far. Let's see. What is a Shaman? I don't even know what a Shaman is. This man about to be super down bad. I know it. This is going to be the most down bad Pokemon Smash I've ever seen. Oh my gosh, that's a dog. Or a wait, is it the hedgehog or the dog? Either way, that's nasty. He either wants to smash a dog or a hedgehog. A grass hedgehog or... I knew that was going to be down bad. I knew it. Man, the internet has made... I hate to say it, but the internet has made people way too comfortable with themselves. As much as people... As nice it is for people to feel comfortable with themselves, they should still feel some shame. Alright? There's like a little level of shame that they should feel.
So are you trying to run it with all these people? Just curious. This one guy is literally level 999.
He's going to carry us to the finish line.
Good sir. I like this game, but not that much.
I know.
I like it a lot, but I am not... No. Like, for me, I played through the story, and that's it. Like, I'm not here to level... Like, I'm playing through the story, that's why... Like, I played through each of the stories, like, twice, and then I'm just like, that's good. I'm good.
Some people make like one game their entire personality. I'm like, I don't get it.
I mean, I'm curious to see what someone's personality is if their only game is World War Z.
Right.
Like, I want to have a conversation at least, because, you know, I like the game too, but that's some dedication. Like, I don't know, man. I've never had a game that I've maxed out levels or whatever. I just don't.
Mm-hmm. I feel that. Like Fallout games or, you know, Mass Effect games, like there's a level of understanding there. Because it's like there's so much in those worlds.
Did you want to mess with the settings before we started going to try to keep it for public, or do you not care? I just want to be clear.
I don't know.
If you don't care if people jump in, we can just keep going. It's your stream, so I'm just following it along.
What did I do? Oh, there we go. There we go. Perfect.
Or you were cracking me up today. Like, I literally was talking to Ken, and I was like, I just posted a video hyping up the stream. And then he goes, oh, I changed the name. And I'm like...
I wanted to make it easier for people to find it, and I saw your video.
I was like, okay. So give me a second, I'll repost a different one. Like...
Hey, that repost got us one person in the chat. Woo! Man, today is not...
Hey, Barcode's clutch. Barcode, he comes in clutch.
He really does. We don't deserve him. There's 2 people the Ranger community doesn't deserve. It's Barcode and Kev.
True.
And Daniel. No. I mean, there's quite a lot of nice people in the Power Ranger community. It's just when you get to the versus characters. Because what's his name? I'm not gonna actually. I'm not gonna drop names. Yeah, know. You know what I'm talking about. He's trying to act like King Lion over here. I'm like, no. It's like, stop being toxic. That's all you got to do.
It's not hard.
Maybe I should start being toxic. Maybe I should start being toxic because all these people who are super toxic have like 40,000 followers. Man, that ain't fair.
I'm gonna go ahead and post on Instagram and see if I can get any more traction for your. Dang, I open up my Instagram to you with a bloody nose. Like, that's what I open it with.
Oh yeah, that was a few days ago. For anyone who wants to hear that story, that's a good one. You know, I may post on Instagram. Let's see. You know, go to camera. Post from. All right, give me a second. I'll definitely drop that story because that's a fun one. Okay. You still there, man?
Yeah. I'm just trying to post this while it's loading.
Oh, yeah, no, you're good. It just got a, like, I couldn't hear the static. I thought it got too quiet for a second.
It's too quiet.
We should never have come into the city.
Let's grab what we can and get out.
Find food. Anything. Now this is the end.
Alright, posting. Hopefully that'll drum up some attention. We'll see. If I don't draw up the wrong people. I don't know who I follow anymore. Of course I get a DK oldie post. Oh my gosh, I saw them selling a refurbished Switch for $450 and it was sold out.
I vaguely knew who they were, but I feel like the last 3 days, that's all I've been seeing on TikTok.
Do this the easy way.
Like, I knew who they were, but boy.
Oh my gosh, I think I selected the wrong settings on this one. My Instagram posts are terrible, so I'll probably get like 0 people liking the post.
I don't do great on Instagram either, but I'm trying to currently post more on it.
I should. I'm thinking about it, but I'm like, I'm probably not going to get
Like right now, I uploaded one of my videos from TikTok on YouTube, so now there's not that gap of a year between my last video. Because they separate the live and the video aspect of it. So.
Oh yeah.
I got the grip.
So you can suffice to say that your review of the first-person mode in World War Z, it's not worth it.
No. The game is... I don't even think the game's super fun. I think it's decently fun. But I mean, it has guns and it has masses to shoot, so you can't go wrong with that. Like, you have lots of targets and lots of shooting, so...
Hello? We saw you crash. We're on our way.
I may just turn off the first person in a second, because I'm getting annoyed.
I know, that's what I said. Like, I'm curious if it's that bad. Like, how much have you played with it? Like, is it what? Rats? Rats? No, is it the rats?
Caught me by
Not
surprise.
the
Yeah.
rats.
Shoot.
If you I wonder if it's as bad if you were playing like not a slasher character.
Yeah, it's still pretty bad just because of the sight thing.
'Cause I know like the sight thing.
I
That's
can't get up.
basically what the Left 4 Dead. It always threw me off. That always threw me off if I haven't played it in a while and I come back to it because you can't aim down your sights.
Let's regroup and keep moving.
Jeez, you're taking a beating.
I don't have the
Let's move
I don't have
forward
my
together.
original loadout, so or my classic loadout, so I'm playing a little rough right now. I don't know how it changed, but it is what it is. It's the one where I start off with a chainsaw.
I mean, that works for your playstyle.
I don't like heavy weapons just because they leave. I would like a chainsaw if I could have it as like a.
Here,
There
take
is
a look
my
at this.
compact SMG.
Let's give it a try.
Yeah, so it gave me the other SMG for this play. This one,
Good.
the regular SMG. I like my upgraded SMG, compact SMG. No, I haven't been able to speak for the past 2 days. Oh, so story time. I was putting my son down for a nap, and I was like, and I felt bad because he didn't get to move around all day.
And all that
I
remains
was like,
of
all right, well, I don't want to force him, so I let his arms free, so he could struggle. Like, even if he hits me, it's not gonna hurt. I knew that much. But there was something I got wrong about that. So he's flopping his arms around, and his finger finds a way to get inside my nose, forcefully, and it stabs the softest part on the inside of my nose. And I was like, ow, that kind of hurt. And then, I'm like, am I bleeding? I'm like, no, I'm just being dramatic. And I was like, oh, damn. I was like, I guess I'm just over this. It's not. So I looked at my hand, I started to and I was like, oh, there's nothing on my hand, it's just clear. So I just, and then I wiped my nose again, and I realized I held it to the light, and like, oh no, that is blood. So I just snorted like a bunch of blood, thinking it was just snot. So not only was blood coming out of my nose for about a solid 10 minutes, but I was spitting up blood for about 30 minutes. I just decided to get it all up in my mucus system. Like, that sounds like a really smart idea.
That is definitely one heck of a story. Just a random post I see pop up on Instagram. What
Yeah.
happened? Like,
You know what? My toddler, me and my son got in a fight. That's how my wife likes to put it. Because he fell off the playground. He has a little bruise on his chin. I had a bloody nose. Me and the 2-year-old got in a fight. The 2-year-old won.
Let's meet up and move.
Reloading.
We were over at my grandmother's for Christmas. I was giving my mom a hard time, and my wife chimes in. She's like,
The code's on the wall.
"You talk a lot of mad shit for someone who got beat up by a toddler."
Have a look at this.
Feeling weak. Could use help.
our poor squad is all of us are struggling here.
Oh no, 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 no.
I'm gonna be.
I'm trying to go.
We miss this doctor here for a second.
code's correct. The console
Who
says
started the mission?
false. It's locked for 2 minutes.
I gotta play Miss
Assholes.
Doctor for a second.
Oh,
Oh, actually, you know what? Yeah, we got enough bacon. You better come in here and heal.
Triggering other
okay.
sensors. We must find and deactivate them.
That way we'll have at least some health. Oops, all of
Bet.
us.
I'm right behind you.
They're climbing! Give me a sec!
Look what I found.
Lord,
Oh wait, where's
give
my
me
kit?
I got it. Here. Nope, no. Stop trying to apply it to me. Oh, God. Alright. Now we're all at least decent
Down you go, bitches!
for a minute.
Reloading!
Laid to rest at last.
Rest in peace.
So, did you get any cool things for Christmas?
I got a few things. Nothing big. Nothing big.
Get it off me!
Kinda asked for a bunch of smaller
The
stuff.
bull is
Next
dead.
one is on
I asked for the Spider-Man Life Story comic, which I finally got. Which,
Nice.
dub. I'm trying to think of everything I got this Christmas. I'm like blanking out.
Look what I found.
You. Get?
I'm reloading. Have a look at this.
Nah, just a bunch of small stuff. I can't think of anything big.
That's pretty cool.
Oh well. I mean, I got adult stuff like a vacuum because they're vacuuming now. But I'm like, it's funny. Our brothers are like, "You're excited about that?" I was like, "You're dang right, I'm excited about it." Okay. I've been using a like 15-year-old vacuum. Yeah, I'm excited.
Another panel.
Our apartment's not big enough to justify the purchase of a vacuum right now. So I will be hella excited about that, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I didn't have to settle for anything like adultish, but I would've, gladly.
Rest.
I also didn't ask for anything adultish, because like, I always feel like if I can, if it's an adult thing, I'll buy it for myself eventually.
Oh, stupid disinfectant.
I didn't really ask a lot from anybody, so I was really excited for when I got stuff.
Same here. Like I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna ask for like small stuff like a comic or a movie and see if I get it. Oh, I did get the complete series of Lightspeed finally.
Nice. I need to finish my DVD collection because they have all the DVDs up until the end of the Disney era
Here,
Nice.
take a look at this.
available for DVD. I'm just missing Turbo and
Sensors down.
Turbo Overdrive and
Lockout.
Mystic Force.
I'm reloading.
Come on, nope.
Good work.
Come on. Perfect. I feel like I'm missing one more. I know Turbo is two-parter.
Well, their NPCs just been
Of course they do.
I'm only trying to go back. 'cause I
No,
don't-
no. I know I
You go
don't
down
have.
too?
Someone help.
I'm full.
Thank you.
The only reason I got taken down by the bull was because I don't have my thing. Normally I would have broken free of that already. Free lane, but
Alright, well,
we're going on easy after this.
We're getting, yep. We're getting there, guys. The two people in the chat, we're trying. We're really trying. We're just not having an easy time of it.
This ain't my night, man. This just ain't my night. I got a light. Actually, I got two.
Like, dude, I've got a med kit, but I can't. I have no time to put it on. Ah!
Oh my gosh, I'm alive. I'm alive. Now I'm dead again. I died. Oh well.
I don't think I'm much far behind. I don't think I'm that far behind you. Got no ammo.
Yeah, I can make a decent post, get like 30 likes, but as soon as I post them on my stream, it's like 3 likes. Constantly, I'll get like 30, 40 likes sometimes. Like, I'll just get all my likes in a row. Good post, and then like the next post. As soon as I mention my stream, it's
Do not silence him!
Yeah, I feel you on that. Kind of just the same thing when I try to post it on TikTok.
Rest in peace.
well, my regular TikToks will do good, and then like as soon as I mention my stream in a TikTok, people are like, I know everyone says it, but please give mine a chance. Come on, guys. It'll be fun. We'll make a field day out of it. Buy ice cream.
I'm just watching you guys.
They're avoiding me because I'm using my chainsaw. But I know as soon as I stop using it, they're going to all attack me at once. Yeah, pretty much.
Uh-oh.
There I go. I'm dead. Sergey. Yo, another person liked my post. Maybe they'll stop by. Keep an eye out for a guy named Michael Parsons.
Shut down the sensor! We've got one
hey,
on the ground!
Damn, PC, I'm trying. I'm trying, but... I'm trying! Oh my god, we're never gonna... we're never gonna get through Russia. Unless we lower the difficulty. We're gonna be on the first chapter of Russia for the entire night.
Yo.
Russia don't play.
This little girl is an absolute legend. So, I was reading this post that says, my niece turned 3 today. She asked for a Lion King cake. But specifically the moment where Mufasa dies, because everyone will be too sad to eat the cake and it'll all be for me.
Wow. That's clever.
And they actually did it. Like, it looks like a dirt mound with Mufasa dead on the floor. And Simba just looking down on him. It ain't perfect, but it gets the message across. Alright, so which do you prefer for health bar upgrades? Do you like your health bar to stay the same size? Do you like it to attack on additional bars without touching, or just have your original bar get longer?
That's the most random question. But let's just make the bar longer. I'll go with that. Very random question.
I mean, I was thinking about health bars. I mean, I've thought about that a lot, because I mean, like, because everyone does it differently. I never liked the stationary health bar thing. God of War attacks on additional bars. No, they actually, your health bar gets longer, but your rage, it tacks on additional bars.
I mean, I'm sitting here thinking, maybe the attach does make, because, okay, so, like, for example, like, I've been playing Assassin's Creed, or supposed to have been playing Assassin's Creed. Depends on which one it is. Like, I'm playing a Rogue, they'll add another bar, and then when you upgrade again, they'll cut the bar in half.
Ugh.
So you'll have, say you have 3 bars of health, you'll end up having 6 bars of health, but it's just those 3 cut into halves.
That sounds terrible.
Let's see.
I know God of War, like, I like it when they do the, whatchamacallit one, like, oh, I'm on hard right now.
No wonder! Like, let's see. No
Yeah, hard's
wonder
not
we're
bad.
getting just absolutely wrecked.
I may try another class, I don't know. All these look boring except for Gunslinger. Or Drone Master, that's one everyone else uses. That one looks pretty dope. I'm surprised you haven't tried that one out.
I was going to, but I think I saw the Molotov option, and I'm like, yep, I'm gonna go with that.
Because Drone Master, that's the one everyone else uses where you get that drone.
Surely you could probably make that drone powerful later on.
I see everyone using it and it has like the stupid, oh, dang. Start with, yeah, no, I don't use this ever. This is not my... Okay, there we go. Maybe it is the second loadout that I've been using.
Okay, there we go. I almost hit the failure like last time where I switched off the class and you started it up and I was like, oh, okay. Level 1.
That should be good. I'm really close to getting my final one. Melee strikes, damage 1 more target.
See, what are you talking about, Eli? We're over here talking about health bars. Don't we all agree that regenerating health is the best?
Yeah.
I know that I saw the other day on TikTok, there was 2 people on a podcast arguing, and one was arguing saying that regenerating health was the worst addition to gaming, and the other one was like, no, it's the best addition to gaming, and they were just going back and forth about it.
That just depends on what game it is. Like, I've never been picky on that one, actually. That's one thing. It's like, I like health pickups, and I like regenerating health. But,
Like, I know for me, personally, the only time I've ever experienced people get mad about it is in Call of Duty, the World War II Call of Duty. Not the old ones, but the newer one.
Yeah.
Some people were happy. Like, that's where I got to see the media. Some people were really happy, some were really mad, because Call of Duty's kind of known for regenerating health, and in that game you have to get health pickups.
I thought it was Black Ops 4.
I don't know. I didn't play well, no, because Black Ops 4 didn't have a campaign. So like when the campaign for World War II, you had a squad member who actually you had to ask for med kits.
Oh,
and he
really?
only had a certain amount.
Damn,
So and
I
people
didn't
were like,
finish the World War II campaign.
They're like, we can't have regenerating health, and I'm like, and then half the people were just super happy, like, yay, back to the old days of health kits.
I know Black Ops 4 had health kits for multiplayer though.
They probably did. I passed on. I'm in the minority. I play Call of Duty for I do play the multiplayer, but I always try the campaigns out. So when they got rid of it, I was like, yeah, I'm good. I'm gonna pass on.
I think they brought it back, but they brought campaigns back.
They have, but I know with that one, that was the first time everybody was like, did they really just release a game with no campaign? And I was like, and that's why I will pass on it. And then the next one after, they're like, yeah, let's bring that back. I was like, you probably should.
Black Ops Zombies has always been my favorite, and I ended up getting it on sale just because it had the Roman Coliseum zombie map. I was like, that was a lot of fun.
I wanted to try that zombie. Never got a chance to.
It's so good.
My favorite zombie is probably everyone's least favorite.
Kino?
No, I actually like the World War II zombies.
I like that one. It's not my favorite, but I really like it. I played it.
Particularly the map where you're in the cabin is genuinely creepy. Like, you're literally just stuck in a cabin the whole map. Yeah, you don't get to do all the extra stuff, but when it comes to simple maps, just surviving in a cabin, you can't really go wrong in that.
I usually
But
don't get
I
past base maps.
No, me. Well, that's what I'm saying. I usually don't. I don't do all that extra stuff. I thought it was unique.
I like the first one, the one where you're in the cold.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I enjoyed them, and I know they're like, I hate it.
Quiet.
There's not a lot of
I'm not a
maps I
huge
hate.
zombie player.
I love zombies. It's such a fun way just to mess around. I started doing all the extra stuff. I'm not good at it, so I don't do a lot of it. But I'll mess around with some of it.
That's like what I said. Like for this game, for example, if it didn't have some sort of story connecting you from mission to mission, I'm good. The only game that I've played zombie wise is Left 4 Dead, which I guess there was technically a story, but realistically there really wasn't.
The road is blocked.
I know there's
Like,
a story for this. I just don't know it at all. Hear my story.
Because I know technically there was probably a story for Left 4 Dead, but for me it was more like,
Let's go.
nah, we're just gonna fight to that location. Okay,
I like
let's get to
horde
that
games.
location.
I will say I do like horde games. Like this one, I do like the fact that it's genre. I do wish there was more weapon options. If there were more weapon options, I would like this game a lot more.
We're on our way.
I admit, when we were talking about the last time, I do think it's a weird decision how they don't let you just pick your weapon to load out. You know, you kind of have to just hope.
Everyone's ready.
For example, this map, we got to almost the end of this first part, and I finally found a bullpup rifle.
Yeah, I hate
Before that,
the
and
lack of
that just sucks
customization.
because you waste all your upgrade points on a gun, and then you never find that gun, and it's like, oh.
Or you know, you don't like your starting weapon is just horseshit, and upgrading it really means nothing.
I'm gonna sprint to find this stream.
Been there.
I think that's just a small thing they could have added, where you could just pick your gun that you've been upgrading from a loadout and start with it.
What they should have done instead of stupid first-person mode, they should have added invincible finishers, so you could just solo so much. Just like pull a finisher on a zombie.
That'd be cool.
There we go. Finally, I got that back. I got my 5-second rule back.
So you're wanting like Doom Eternal glory kills.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Uh-oh.
Oh my gosh, he almost ran in front of me too. Timmer killed rats. Good for him. I killed the rats. Are you proud of me, Daddy?
I'm reloading.
No.
Father.
Katana. I'm not afraid to use it.
Let's meet out and move.
Sniper rifle. Let's do that.
A powerful weapon.
No, that's not nice. That's not nice.
I'm trying to code.
So I recently rewatched a couple shows. I rewatched Wizards of Waverly Place and
The code's correct, but the console
what is it?
says
Kicking It.
zone
Right.
false.
Couple
It's
questions.
locked for 2
Well,
minutes.
question, then I want to talk about something. If you could pick any fantasy race to date, what would you pick? But it can't be like an elf. It has to be like one of those weird ones. Or I could have let you pick that and done the whole TikTok. It's such a fucking basic bitch answer.
I mean, because you knew that's what the answer would have been. Like,
Were you gonna say elf?
Everybody would have said elf. Who wasn't gonna
That's
say
such a-
elf?
Well, the elves in that universe are tiny ones. I don't think there are like the tall-eared elves. Also, I gotta say, like, as much as I love that show, the world building is shit in that show. It is absolute garbage.
He's like, you know what? I want to talk about something. That is terrible. Like,
Also, I would have picked a vampire over. Vampires in that universe were so cool. Because that was Bridget Mendler's character. I don't know if you ever watched Wizards Layer Place.
I've watched it. I've watched it, but I haven't like finished it or anything.
So you remember Justin's girlfriend, right?
Okay.
That was Bridget Mendler. I don't know if you know who that is. She was on.
Good Luck Charlie.
Yes.
Okay. See, like, I've seen a lot of it. I just haven't watched like all of it.
So Justin had a girlfriend played by Bridget Mendler, and she was a vampire. And that would be the coolest thing ever.
Oh, that's better.
First of all, Bridget Mendler is absolutely gorgeous. I don't say that about a lot of actresses, but she was my childhood crush.
Now, see, now that makes me, because I don't think I ever even seen that. So, like, now I'm kind of curious because, yeah, I think we all had a crush on her in Good Luck Charlie. So I was like, oh,
yeah.
They won't hear us.
But also, especially now, she's a doctor,
But it triggered another
or she's getting her doctorate. Yeah, no, she's smart.
Protect us. I'm reloading.
So I'm like, she's rich, smart, and a doctor. I'm like, you can't get a better combo than that. Also, Selena Gomez was the other one that was a childhood crush of mine. So, like, seeing both of them in the same show as a kid, it was like, oh my gosh. No way. But, yeah, no. If it was...
Switching to heavy.
If it were... Good thing it didn't rely on its world building, though. Because that show would have been horrible. I think character dynamics really sold that show.
I think, like you're saying, that's exactly the point. Because you're over here talking about the world building, and if you put a gun to my head and ask me about the world building, I'd have been like, what?
I started paying attention to this rewatch just because of, like, TikTok. Just, like, everyone talks about world building and stuff. So I started paying attention to, like what spells they would use and stuff like that. And, like, the fact they changed, like, structures and stuff. And, like,
I feel like that's something that not enough of us do with shows that we used to watch. It's like a rewatch for a lot of those shows. Like you said, have like a whole new perspective on it.
Oh yeah. Like the Wizarding School, it was kind of a government, but kind of not. But like it was never established as like the head of like the Wizarding world. But at the same time, they were always the center, and Master Crumpet was, like, also the highest wizard of all time. He was in charge of a school only. It's kind of weird. But he was, like, the most powerful wizard of all time. And, like, he was stuck in charge of a regular old magic high school. And also, they only mentioned one high school. It was definitely parodying the whole, like, Harry Potter situation. Where, like, Hogwarts was just like the world government, and also there wasn't only one magic school, even though there was like thousands of wizards. Millions and millions of wizards across the world.
I just realized that the whole time we've been shooting, we had to go do something. Like...
Also, the movie, I think that really disappointed me, because the movie was really good. And it had this really cool wizard battle. And then when they showed the wizard battle at the end, it was nothing like the one they showed in the movie. It's like, that's so terrible.
See, like you said, getting to see it, like, older and, like, with a new perspective, that could be definitely interesting.
Yes.
Because, like I said, I remember watching it when I was younger, but, like, I can't say I've watched it since I was an adult. So, I might have to do that sometime.
Alex and Justin's dynamic in that show, though, is absolutely amazing. Like those two characters are really funny together. Justin, I was afraid it was just gonna be like the nerd type where it's just really annoying and nerdy only. But his character was really fleshed out, really fun. So I was like, okay.
I wanted Justin to win the Wizard.
So he kind of did. He doesn't win, but like he does win. But Alex let him win, and so he gives up the powers to Alex. Spoiler alert, by the way.
That's fine.
But so he gives up the powers to Alex, and Master Crumpet sees that, or Master Crumbs sees that, and is like, well,
Focus on the ball!
I'm like 800 years old at this point. Like, you know, I've seen everything
I thought
I
he'd
need
never
to in
go
this
down.
life. So because he doesn't have any family, so he passes his lineage onto Justin, who takes over the school. So he's now.
Yeah, I remember part of that. Like I said, I think I missed the part. Oh, come on. I think I missed the part where, like you said, oh, that's gonna hurt.
Thank you.
It did.
I think I missed that part because I remember her. Maybe that's what it was. I remember her, him being in the school, and I was like, why did he win the tournament? Like why did he gave it up? And that's the part I forgot. I was like, huh?
In the movie, she won as well. But it was actually a battle, and I think that's why it worked in her favor. But you could only use elemental spells, and it relied on you being cunning, and to win. And it put it more in her favor because as smart as he is, he's not as cunning as her. He can be sometimes because he does pick. As the show goes on, he starts to pick up things and become more cunning, like her. And I like that that subtle development of him, where like he's not as gullible in each episode. But yeah, no. And then in the regular TV show, the wizarding competition was just Jeopardy, with American Ninja Warrior, Deadly American Ninja Warrior at the end. What really annoyed me though was the Jeopardy didn't matter because whoever won the Amazing Race thing at the end instantly won the Wizarding Cup. So it's like, who cares if you got all those Jeopardy points? It literally doesn't do anything for you. That was always that's my pet peeve for like game shows, things like in like fictional shows or even real life. Like if a whole section doesn't matter,
There's a helicopter.
I'm just gonna be irritated that I had to watch it.
Mercy.
Also, did you know David Henry and Selena Gomez dated on set?
Please. You have to
Huh?
help
I did not know that.
It's too late
If you
for
look
him,
up pictures of the two of
This
them,
grates.
just
Very
just
caring.
pictures of Alex and Justin Russo, the third picture is them kissing.
Have a look at this.
Listen, what's your name?
I think that's funny because that's if you search up the
Stay inside
characters,
chopper. Team, gather weapons and defenses.
not
Hurry.
the actor and actress. But if you specifically look up Alex and Justin Russo, because I was looking it up for a video, so I heard they dated,
I'm
but I
sorry
wanted to
they'd
find
never
like
survive there.
my favorite character
Sent a
dynamics
distress call an hour ago.
and relationships for like a TikTok I was making. I was like, that sounds like a fun idea. And I was like, Alex and Justin, they had the best brother and sister dynamic. I looked them up and there's like third picture. I'm like, really?
Be silent.
Y'all are gonna ruin the
Oh,
magic for these
viewers.
kids. They're gonna be like, Mommy, Daddy, why are this brother and sister kissing?
He's like, yeah, that's bad. Like you said, you look up the character and it pulls up. That's rough. A bit rough.
Some dad's gonna look at that as like, huh, I thought this is a Waverly Place takes place in New York. It does, why? Looks like it's taking place in Alabama. The Alabama magic school just teaches you for potions, it just teaches you moonshine.
Bull!
The real magic is if you don't go blind.
Jesus.
Oh, that moonshine's crazy, man. Like, if it's backwood moonshine, like you can buy that newfangled shit, that cherry 50% moonshine. But like, I know people who have drank like actual moonshine. I'm like, crazy, man. Like 80% moonshine. I'm like, why? I'm getting more, blah blah blah. I'm like, I just rather not die.
I love when we put all the defenses on one side and they come from the other. Like, come on!
I have played this before, and they usually come from that. I don't remember when I played this, but I did play it.
There's a mounted machine gun pointed at that area. So it's like, okay, they got to be coming from this one. No.
All right, give me a second. I'll circle back around and hit it with the stun gun.
We got it. We got it.
Okay, cool. That's gonna roll.
Yeah, like I said, I set up all that stuff over there because I was like, okay, cool. There's a machine gun over here, so they're probably gonna come this way.
I think they will.
We're coming to you.
Oh, but guess who made several appearances in Kicking It?
That's a show I hear about all the time that I actually never watched.
It's pretty tacky, but it's a lot of fun. Leo Howard is pretty badass.
Guy, right?
No, it's just a Disney. It's a Disney Channel show, very much a Disney Channel, but like with karate. Leo Howard is just an absolute beast at karate. Jurassic was talking about it's like I don't like the whole like what's his name, Jack with Solo Cobra Kai universe, but I'm starting to think of it more so now because the actor for him is just as crazy as the character, like just as talented. I think he worked with Matt Mullins. He trained with Matt Mullins. Let me see. I gotta pull up his career. You know who Matt Mullins is, right?
I've heard the name, but I couldn't tell you what.
Kamen Rider Dragon Knight, Blood in Blood Out, or not Blood Out. Sorry, Back in Blood. That one movie with he's been in a few Michael Jai White movies. He was the villain in one of them. Mortal Kombat. What was the HBO show they had for Mortal Kombat? Do you remember? Retribution or something like that. The live action one.
I know what you're talking about.
So he plays Johnny Cage in that. He also plays Wing Knight in Kamen Rider Dragon Knight. But he's a martial artist. He's been in movies for a while.
Here. This level by the museum. We see you.
But I think he did his own stunts for Cobra Kai, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. Leo Howard is the kid's name.
We may not have long to get the supplies out.
Oh, he also Leo Howard played
It's over. Are you okay?
the kid version of Snake Eyes in G.I. Joe Rise of Cobra.
Head to the church. Sveta, you'll come with us.
I need to find our team.
Red Square is no man's land. We'd never make it.
There is a chance. I cannot leave them to die.
Brother, you're a good man.
So yeah, he's been doing this for a while.
And you're a smart
Right.
man.
Howard developed
But
an
you're
interest
lost.
in martial arts at the age of 3, began studying at the age of 4, when his parents enrolled him at a dojo, Oceanside, California. A year later, his parents enrolled him at another dojo which specialized in Okinawan discipline of Shorin Ryu. At the age of 7, he began developing his extreme martial arts skills by adding gymnastics to his routine. Howard began training under martial arts world champion Matt Mullins. Mullins made an exception, allowing Howard to become the youngest student in his class. By the age of 8, Howard had won 3 world championships, his specialty in Shorin Ryu, in which he holds a black belt. At the age of 9, Howard became the youngest member to perform with Matt Mullen's Side Sweep Performance Team, a traveling martial arts-based group that entertains audiences across the country with a combination of martial arts, dance, and acrobatics. In June 2011, Howard spoke of the experience performing with Side Swipe. I think that's what really got me addicted to performing. My role changed as I've grown as a performer and just plain grown. I was okay. I wasn't that great at the start, so they would do all the cool moves, and then poof, here'd be this cute kid running out to do some karate. But for the last couple of years, I've been one of the main performers. So yeah, no, he's been doing this for a while.
That's what it sounds like.
He started at like the age of 4, and he was like 16 when the show started. Yeah. I mean, in the show he's supposed to be 14. So Leo Howard is the actor, that's his career as an actor, and like he's pretty much a black belt. Like the character is already a black belt when they starts the show. It's crazy. So when people say like, oh, he solos Cobra Kai because of he fought a robot and Shaolin monks, I'm like, yeah, that's true, but also no, he has the time and like effort that a lot of the Cobra Kai members just don't have. He's got experience before like even coming, because his grandfather taught him in the show, and his grandfather also taught a character named Bobby Wasabi, who was the owner of the dojo he attends. And he's pretty much like the Chuck Norris of that universe. Did you ever watch Jesse?
Kaylin did. I knew of it, but I never watched it.
You know who the butler is, right?
I think so.
So the guy who plays him, the bigger guy, plays Bobby Wasabi. But like with a mullet wig and a mustache.
Interesting.
And so it's basically an out of shape version of him. The like, because you see all the posters everywhere for him, his movies, and he's like in great shape, because I think he was just young, doing karate all the time, so he's in shape, and then he got rich and famous, and he's like, you know what, I have money now, so, and you could tell he kind of coasted on it. So it's really funny when he appears, because you're like, it's gonna be something stupid. I like his character. And then Jackson from Hannah Montana's in it.
Okay.
That is one of my favorite relationships. The father-son dynamic that Jack and him have. His character have. Rudy is his name. Is one of the most entertaining things in that show.
You were cracking me up that last part. That last part of that last episode or chapter. I'm over here stressing, and over here you're just reading off of a biography, and I'm like, "Yo, bruh, we about to die." I'm like, anybody? Here's your info. Here's the exposition dump while we're getting destroyed.
You and your team stay in the sewer with Svetlana.
Oh
Watch the
gosh!
tunnels.
All right, I'm ready. Let's do this.
Scout ahead and let you know when
So,
it's safe.
but guess who makes an appearance? I forgot to
Quiet. Let's do this the
say
easy way.
that part. As a lot of background characters.
May the Lord steady our hands.
Huh.
Well, one character makes a full episode appearance. I gotta look up his name.
There's a creep here. I can feel it.
So, Brendan Meja.
Oh,
pronounce his
Tyler
name.
for Dino Charge.
makes a full appearance in an episode because Jack was thinking about moving, and like a few of the characters like, well, who is going to be, who's going to play that dynamic in our friend group? And there's a new kid at school, and they were going to get him to replace Jack in their friend group, and it was Brendan. It was him.
That would have been cool.
Yeah, I thought that was dope. Especially, like, as a kid, I was like, they can't replace Jack. I don't know who this guy is. Then I rewatched it. Now I'm like, bro. Like, I missed out on one of the coolest. I love Leo Howard, but I was like, oh, I wish they would have kept him on that show. Even if they didn't replace him, I just wanted him on the show. Matt Mullins actually makes a few appearances himself as a rival sensei.
I had to look it up because the name you kept saying it kept sounding familiar, but I had to look it up. And yeah, I know you're talking.
Yeah, I figured you would. He's been in a lot of martial arts movies.
I liked him as he was playing Johnny Cage.
Dude, this Johnny Cage is great. He's born for that role.
We've reached the position.
I couldn't help when I was watching Mortal Kombat Legacy. Because what's weird is
that was it. Okay, I couldn't remember.
Yeah, it's weird because the second season of it, he wasn't Johnny Cage in the second season, which was really weird at first.
It wasn't really like a bunch of like cohesive stories. It was just a bunch of one-off episodes.
No, but you know how they were trying to sell it as being kind of a cohesive thing.
Yeah, I didn't ever watch the advertisement. I found it like after it came out a few years later. I was like,
yeah, me too. I looked because I had bought it. What it was, I had bought it on like the DVD or Blu-ray, and I was like, oh,
I want to.
Oh, you better get back here.
Oh yeah, I played this one. You have to protect that thing. It's so annoying. We need defenses.
Yeah, I have a high voltage here. But
he should come open that thing up. That should go. Unless he's already done that.
We'll try to keep the Zig off you, but be quick.
So first we gotta let him come out. Like we gotta protect it from like a few members this time. It's not a lot on this first attack. It's the second attack that's really annoying. But the second attack is a full-on wave. That delayed reaction for that. So I hit him with the taser, and he tackles me, and then he's like, "Oh, I got tased." I was like, "Yes, you did. Yes. Drop me." He's like, "Whoops, my bad. Sorry, I didn't know I got tased."
It was weird though. What I was saying with like the Mortal Kombat Legacy, like, cause yeah, Matt Mullen played him in the first season. I thought it was super funny when they were like reading him his like his filmography, and I couldn't help but chuckle because if you see this filmography, it says former Power Ranger, and I was like, that makes sense if Johnny Cage is in real life. Like,
oh
that makes sense. I caught that when they flashed up his filmography, and it was like former Power Ranger actor, and I'm like. So I'm sitting here thinking, what former Power Ranger actor is Eli? Even if it was in universe, or let's just say former Power Ranger, what former Power Ranger do you think would have been like, you know what, I'm going to go to the Mortal Kombat tournament? Why not?
Jason, absolutely. If you told this man that they're like, you know what? Sorry, not Jason. Austin St. John. You would have told this man, yeah, we were probably, I mean, we could just go to Jason David Frank. He'd be like,
I got the door open.
He would hop on that instantly.
I found some defenses.
Like, he would hesitate until you're like, I'm not doing that. Like, I got all this stuff popping off for me. It's like, well, I mean, this could create a whole lot of opportunities. Jason David Frank seemed interested, but I mean, like, seemed like he already had too many roles, but I guess we'll still give it to him.
This place is a death trap.
I guess this will be another missed opportunity for you, and then bam, instant. Without hesitation. He's going to look right past that "you will probably die" waiver. Not like this super complicated that's hiding it waiver, you know, where it's like all this legal mumbo jumbo. It's just written in bold letters. You will probably die on this trip. It's like, sign. That's the only thing on that list, you will probably die. Yeah, I'll sign that paper.
Father,
I'm okay.
protect us.
Well, because like I said, Matt Mullen was him in the first season, which I really liked. I kind of wish I just got to see more. With Johnny Cage being my favorite Mortal Kombat character. So I kind of wanted to see more. Oh my god, you were kidding. Okay.
Give me strength.
You weren't kidding about the second wave being an actual wave.
Nope. I died a few times on this one.
And season 2, Casper Van Dien played Johnny Cage.
I like him, so...
That's what I was like, that's what I'm saying. I was like, oh, I like the other guy, but I was like, I'm not gonna not enjoy Casper Van Dien playing a role. Like, it's just not gonna happen.
But Matt Mullen... Yeah. Matt Mullen's made a few appearances. The guy who made, the guy... Did you ever... You know about, what's that one show? Kid Danger, or... what is it? Henry Danger, yes.
Yeah, I've heard of that one too.
Alright, I mean, watch maybe a few episodes of the first one season, but the first seasons 1 and season 2 are absolute garbage.
Dang.
I hate them. They're boring.
He's like, no, they're garbage.
The humor is too childish. Like, he's way too young in that season. Like, if you're that age, it's fun, but like, I was watching as an adult for the first time, and I was like, you know what, this is terrible. But like, season 3, when he's 16, and like, he hits puberty, he actually, like, the kid actually becomes funny, and it is a really entertaining show.
Careful in this tavern. Lots of places to hide. The one thing that hasn't
But also, like, when he turns 16, like, him and Captain Man, like, they're making adult jokes back to each other. Like, you know, they'll settle adult jokes back to each other. And just being really... And they're just being very natural. Because when he's a kid, it's not that natural. You know, it feels very forced. Because he's a young actor who hasn't had many roles. And he's only like 13. So his voice is like really high-pitched. So you're just like, oh gosh. But then season 3 rolls by and they have like this absolutely hilarious dynamic that flows very naturally.
But it sounds like the way you're describing it.
There is moments in the old seasons that are pretty funny. Captain Man has some, like... Also, they have like a lot of cringe villains, and they rely too much on their villains in the first 2 seasons because they wanted to play off the... I guess they want to do like a superhero parody. So like the first villain they fight is the toddler, and they go way too heavy on like the baby humor, and it's so annoying.
Just listen to you talk about it.
They bring him back, the toddler back, but they just don't use him as heavily, and I think that works as like a, hey, this is cringe, remember this, but like, we're not going to make a whole episode where he's just making baby jokes the whole time. So they know where they came from, but like, they know, like, you can't stay there. And I like that. But the guy who plays Captain Man makes a few appearances in that show.
Late to rest.
Or one appearance. He plays this girl's manager, who's a karate celebrity, and she's played by the girl who was in Lab Rats. And I imagine you've heard of that one.
Yep, I've heard that one too. That's one thing I can say. I've heard a lot of these shows. A lot of them I just never checked out.
Yeah.
Like, I've heard of them.
Okay. So, the background character, I'm building up to this. This is, because this is the coolest character. But he only plays, like, the most subtle background characters. He never plays an actual character with a name or anything like that. Is Dan Southworth.
Really?
Yes. He plays 5 or 6 different background characters. I'm not even joking. So, first appearance, he plays an escaped convict that only, like...
Radio is not on the ground floor.
And, like, it feels like one of those story arcs that's going to continue later. And every story arc, it feels like it could be a full story arc, but, like, they just never expand on his story arcs.
On our way.
So, like, they make it seem like, because it's one of those ones where some of the main characters are too scared to deal with something. They're, like, really chickens. And they have to get over that. But they see this escaped convict, and they're like, yo, that's an escaped convict, what do we do? That's the one they're hunting for. Like, the helicopter's up there, what do we do? Just subtly let the helicopter know. One of them stands on the table, like, hey, he's right there! And then he comes to attack them. Jack, the one I was telling you about, the good one, steps in after seeing that, does his catchphrase, fights him, and he goes to jail. And you're like, oh, he's probably going to escape, you know, hunt these boys down because... So that's how they'll deal with their fear. Nope. His story arc was done.
Sounds like a super like huge missed opportunity.
It is. It really is. Then he made a couple more appearances. I know that. I don't remember for what. I'll have to look up all his appearances. Because there's quite a few. But then there's one. He was a spy, and he was coming to take out this guy's friend because the guy's the restaurant owner, who was a friend of the main character, was supposed to be an undercover terrorist who was going to take out the prince of the country he's from when he came to visit their city. Apparently, it wasn't actually him; it was a lookalike. But Jack knocked him out when he saw him acting suspicious around the restaurant. He's like, yeah, why is this guy breaking in, you know? So he knocks him out, but he has to take on his mission to, like, take this guy out, or, like, prove his innocence, yada yada. So the spy was played by Down Southworth. But guess what? Apparently it was a test to see if he was ready to join this, the first group of kid spies. Guess who did not make another appearance?
Dude, Southworth.
No. They had a full episode revolving around that story after that. Didn't even address the fact that that spy was used as a test. It's like, oh, the prince wasn't even actually the prince. It was an undercover agent.
Got some defenses.
But, like, what about...
I can hear the frustration in your voice. Like, but what?
They had, like, 3 episodes on this, and then never brought him back for those stories. But then, only a few episodes later, after the last one of those, guess what they brought him back for?
Nothing.
They brought him back for a background character in a reenactment of a Civil War battle.
It's so freaking random.
It's so random.
Like, why? Like I said, why?
He's always a background fighter. And it's hard to recognize him sometimes.
I know, but that's just so random. Like,
but like, it's Dan Southworth, man. I'm like, he is pretty famous. Like, I thought it was just a Power Ranger. Like, I thought his Power Rangers was his biggest role. He's had, let's see. I thought.
That was my only argument I was gonna make. I'm like, maybe I didn't know what he's done besides Power Rangers. So
Devil May Cry.
Okay, that's what I'm saying.
He's Virgil.
But I said for the average. Okay, so that's what I'm saying. So originally when you said that, I was like, well, maybe they did that because unless you're a Ranger fan, you're like, I don't know who that guy is. But no, like that just seems really weird that they actually went above and beyond to make storylines that had him in it. But nah, let's not worry about it.
Let's see.
Get upstairs.
Yuri. See. Yeah, he's played a lot of background characters in like TV shows, but he was also in Wolfenstein, and he was Virgil in He played Kenshi in Mortal Kombat Legacy.
Oh.
I did not realize that was him. That's dope. But I'm like, this man's successful.
Get upstairs before the timer ticks down, so I can shut this gate.
Okay. I feel like he was just a fan of. I feel like he was like a fan of the show. I was like, you know what? Just let me know if there's any available parts for the show.
That's what it sounds like. It does sound like, hey, like I've been in a lot of stuff. I kind of just want to be in it. I mean, it's the same reason that like there's big actors that have been in the sequel trilogy for Star Wars as clone troopers. You know, they're just like, I just want to be in it. Don't tell anybody who I am. Like Daniel Craig was one of the stormtroopers.
Yeah, I heard about that.
You'll never know which one. You'll never know which one, but he just wanted to say he did Star Wars. As far as I'm concerned, Big Bang Mike was in the Book of Boba Fett. We don't know which Tusken he was, but he was in it.
I wouldn't say he's a big name actor, but because he
I'm
hasn't
just
had any
saying,
big
like,
roles.
characters that want to be in stuff just because. That's what I mean.
Like, I like him. He's an interesting person, but I feel like he talks about his Star Wars role, like, you know, as if, like, he came and auditioned for it and was like, yeah, I got it. It's my audition.
It is Star Wars at the end of the day. I mean, who doesn't want to be in Star Wars?
I would be in Star Wars.
I'm saying, I can't think of anyone who would want to be in Star Wars.
Oh, yeah, no.
If I got a Star Wars role, you probably wouldn't hear the end of it.
Oh, yeah,
like,
no doubt. I would be talking about it for days. And also, I would definitely be talking like I earned that shit. But yeah, they specifically asked me
they
to
didn't
be this
want
Tusken
me.
Raider.
I mean, like they didn't even. They wanted he wanted me so bad, and I didn't want to take it. But then I was like,
They wanted me to be a Jedi, but I was like, you already have a Jedi casted. We don't need to fire this person. I'll just be a Tusken Raider. It's okay. You already have someone hired for that role. I get my audition was that good, but like, I don't want to get someone fired just so I can be famous. Come on, I'll get my role later. I looked that director dead in the eyes. I was like, look, you can either hire me for this, or I'm gonna go to the set of Star Trek. Well, I know they'll hire me. The main character. And they're like, okay, fine, okay. We really want you. We were just playing hard to get. I'm like, I know.
Eli's like, I'm playing the Star Trek card on you now. Like,
that because the day Star Trek asks for me to be in that show, that's the day Star Trek makes its comeback to be just as popular or more popular than Star Wars again. If Star Trek had clear world building like Star Wars did, and solid like world building, they would not be as hard off as they are now.
see, I don't know, man, because like, I would argue honestly, like, I guess when you say clear is what you mean, because there's more world building to Star Trek.
But,
I mean, for one, you have so many more shows. You have so
but
many.
not
more
all of them are
access
connected.
That's true.
That's the problem. It's a bunch. There's a lot of shows that aren't connected to each other.
That's true. That's what I'm
don't
saying. Like on
expand lore.
paper, world building of Star Trek is ridiculous, but
I thought, like, from what I felt, like, a lot of the shows aren't connected.
Carry our message to the lead.
Because does Captain Kirk ever make an appearance in New Generation?
How far to the bunker? Not far.
no, no. That's okay. That's the problem with some of it. Like, I think there's like huge gaps in times for like the Star Trek shows. Like,
Yeah.
I think like it might even be like 100 years between like the original and then like Next Generation. So yeah, there probably wouldn't be. Hold up, I'm curious now.
And also, like, the fact that there was, like, 3 amazing movies. Then you had time between. Then you had 3 wildly divided received movies. And then you had 3 really poorly received movies. But like, at least the first 3, like, you know, they were really well received. They're masterpieces. He was on. Oh, I think I've seen him.
Yeah, so like I was saying, but from the span of the original Star Trek show, well, I guess the movies, because the movies were a continuation of the original series. There's like, I think 80 years in between. So, and that's another thing. A lot of the Star Treks, like, they jump around. So, like, Discovery is like before everything.
Yeah, that's weird. I feel like Dan Southworth would have been such a fun addition to the show for Kicking It. Going back to that, like, I feel like he would have been fun with his acting skills, style.
And now I'm looking up because I'm looking up a picture because I don't remember him being in Mortal Kombat Legacy, but now I have to look it up.
It's on his IMDb, like a picture of it.
Let's see.
He's Kenshi.
Yeah, he was. Yeah, I mean,
I'm surprised that man isn't in a lot more. I mean, look at that jawline.
yep, that's Dan Southworth for sure. Huh. I'll have to go watch that now after this. Alright, let's see, did I...
So he's not in a lot. Like, he's been in quite a few things. James Cho from Wolfenstein 2, Jules Redfield. And his main claim to fame is pretty much Virgil. Okay, here we go. He was in 11 episodes of Kicking It. Never once played a main character. I'm not.
You're over here, you're like, I'm so hurt right now.
I feel like I am. So, Agent 34, Benny's henchman. Oh my gosh, I missed that one. Now I am hurt because I missed a character he played. Carl's fake security guard. Escaped prisoner. That's where I first caught him. Agent 34 came later. Farmer henchman. Oh yeah, I did catch that one. Feudal guard. Henchman.
That's the point.
Lars hired thug.
You're already proving my point. Like, all these side... like, these are the sidest characters possible.
He played a Sith. He played a Sith. Stone Man's and the because during the last season, Disney got the rights to Star Wars, so they had like a little dream sequence where the main character like dreamed he was a Jedi, and they kept talking about making Star Wars reference the whole time because like Luke's original lightsaber was on display and on the bay where the show takes place in season 4. And so everyone was coming to see it. And everyone had like all these Star Wars references to make. And they just really wanted an excuse to have Leo Howard do a lightsaber fight. And it was a lot of fun. It's so tacky, but it's so fun watching him do all these badass martial arts with a lightsaber. Let's see. Power Rangers on Kicking It. I want to see if any other made an appearance. Just discovered Aaron Meyer appears in season 3 of Kicking It.
The bunker door should be hidden just inside this tunnel.
Let's go.
Oh my gosh, there's fan fiction for this Power Rangers and Kicking It crossover.
Are you surprised? Like,
no, absolutely not. I want that so bad. I don't want it to be a full crossover. I want it to be still comical on like an actual Power Rangers episode. Like, I want them to like enter the world and be like, you know, do the whole stereotypical Disney like breaking stuff. It's like, whoops. And they're like, I regret my choice of making you a Power Ranger now. The classic scene is like, you are the best warriors. Expensive base breaks. Was that important? It wasn't me. I roll. Also, I want it to be Dan Southworth. I want all of his characters to be like the same person, just testing if Jack was worthy.
That would be fun.
And then like give him a time, and then give him like I don't even want the full cast. Jin's awesome, but we don't need her. Maybe we could use Jin, but like the main two we need are Wes and what's his name? Eric. We don't need the others.
So much promise wasted.
It could end up saving the city. Defenses left behind. Not a good sign.
Yeah.
The main bunker door should be back here.
Time Force is interesting. I like Time Force. There's people trying to ruin it for me, but I'm just ignoring people.
Trying to ruin Time Force?
Yeah.
I mean, it's not my favorite season, but I don't know what you would say to try to ruin Time Force.
I just didn't like the people were saying implying that what's his name Trip was in a relationship with Jin and Wes. I'm like, yes, just because they use a long hug to imply relationships doesn't mean every time they long hug is an implied relationship. That's not a three-way relationship. You just nasty.
You're right. You're right. I mean, I agree.
Man, especially the West one. I'm like, why can't we just have one bromance?
Machine gun set.
Why can't we have one sensitive guy on a show without anyone assuming anything about him and sexual? See, this is why we can't be sensitive on TV. As soon as we're sensitive, show our sensitive side, bam.
Father,
what I've been saying, like, there's that's bothered me. It's like you said, we can't just have two guy characters on TV.
I'm not even bothered. It was just annoying. I'm like, oh, come on.
No, but
really?
it is kind of annoying. It's like you can't just have two guy characters be friends without it immediately means, like you said, yes, longing hugs are used in Power Rangers a lot, but like that's like, not always what it means.
I get Trip's a very emotional person, but it's like you can be straight and emotional. That's not.
Yeah, exactly.
That's not a deal breaker there. Oh, you're healthily expressing your emotions? Ooh. Damn, you probably would have banged Jin and Wes. What? I mean, if that was what they're implying, that's fine. But I don't. It definitely felt like a stretch. They really didn't. Power Rangers doesn't really do much with the relationships of any kind, honestly.
No, not really.
Like, as much as we like to talk about the ones they do in the community, like they really don't. Like they don't do much with father-son relationships. Or Wes and his dad was probably the biggest one for that example. But most of them are like
few they even acknowledge. So yeah.
It's usually most one-off stories. That's about it. Like Alyssa and her dad, it's like, I don't want to do karate. I don't want to take over your karate school. I want to be a college student. I'm actually a Power Ranger. I'm proud of you. Hugs. The end.
Yeah, you're right. It's like you said, it's mostly either not acknowledged or, like you said, like a one-off episode, or that'll be the whole point of the episode.
Or a background story.
Yeah, or as soon as the episode ends, and we don't even bring it up again.
Like Izzy and her dad is more of a background story, and it's not even like a serious one. It's usually just Daddy, especially with him and Javi and him. It's It's never that serious. I found most of those story arcs annoying. Where he's like, Dad, I want this really expensive guitar. You can't have it. You need to study and do well in school. But music's gonna... And then, like, Power Rangers trying to say, it's like, hey parents, let your kids be shit at school because their music career may take off.
Dr. Petrova, this nerve agent, echolasterase inhibitor.
This is a part of the level that I remember being not a big fan of.
I haven't played this part of the level yet.
This part, if my memory was not fun. Was not fun.
Yeah. Hey kids.
There are more ahead. Nobody expected rescue.
Good God.
Something is here. I can feel it.
Why am I having to take out enemy auto turrets? That takes up way too much damage.
Oh yeah, no, that was like on the hardest setting. They were just all claymores on the first level or second level, I think. Whatever was the parking garage.
Yeah, at least that I could avoid it though. Auto turret, I didn't have a choice. I had to unload on the auto turret.
Oh, but like the whole room was full of claymores. It was funny.
There's a button for a lift at the end of the catwalk. You need to get on it.
I got my first Build-A-Figure.
Did you?
So yes, I'm super excited because I always see him and I'm like, I don't know. I didn't notice at first. I bought it and I was like, the Black Adam's kind of ugly, so I was a little disappointed. But every other figure is so dope in the series. It's like this winter series.
Oh, I think I know which one you're talking about. Because, like I said, I've never completed a Build-A-Figure either. I've come close, but I've never finished.
They were all in the same place for sale. They were like something percent off, like 30% off. So I got them all for like $20.
Make a sound.
So Justice League Endless Winter. I'm not a fan of Black Adam's design in this because the gold piece, it protrudes like it's like a gold chest piece, but it's very slender gold chest piece. It doesn't have any shoulders on it. It starts at like the neck and goes straight down into a triangle. It curves a little bit. It's like and he has elf ears, his normal hairline, and like black around the eyes. So it looks.
I'm clicking it right now. I'm looking it up right now because I'm kind of curious.
The Batman looks so dope in that series, and so does Wonder Woman. John Stewart looks himself. But the Build-A-Figure is a character called the Frost King, and he is absolutely jacked.
Yeah, I didn't care for the Wonder Woman design. I think the reason that's probably why I didn't do that one because I already have a John Stewart, and there's no difference really. There's really no difference in the John Stewart in that wave and in the one they released prior.
Oh yeah, I don't have a John Stewart, so that was cool. But I really like the Wonder Woman. It's not like the best design, but it's pretty cool. I like it.
I'm being eaten by rats right now.
Oof. But no, the Wonder Woman design's pretty clean. That Batman though, is cold AF.
You see, I'm looking at the wave right now. It's probably why I didn't see the rats because I was watching for zombies, but I wasn't looking for the rats. I can't tell if I like this Black Adam figure or not.
I don't.
I'm staring at it, and I'm not sold either way. Like
really, because the Wonder Woman, I was like, I like that one. That was the one I was questionable on, but then like ended up going towards like. But the Black Adam one, it was an instant. Like as soon as I saw it, I was like, oh no.
I'm looking at it. I'm like it's not. Yay, I definitely want it, but
like look at that gold, that chest piece though.
I don't know why they didn't just leave the lightning bolt. I don't know what the
that gold piece looks so stupid.
That's what I'm saying. That makes it look tacky. Like if you just left the lightning bolt or made the lightning bolt that color, nice.
I may try to take it off.
Like you said, it looks like they just had like leftover plastic that they put around the lightning bolt.
Oh, it's a 3D piece. Like the lightning bolt is on top of it.
I know, but I'm saying like it looks like maybe the figure could have had the lightning bolt on it, but they're like, wait, we can put this little piece. Yeah, I think that's exactly the thing is throwing me off. The rest of the figure I'm fine with. The gauntlets, I'm fine with all that. But,
yeah, it doesn't look like a terrible design. Like if it didn't have that gold piece, it would have been a decent. Like it would have been like definitely wouldn't have been his best design though. Because it's like I like the
exactly what it is.
the ripped Black Adam. Like that more king-like figure he has. The Rock isn't my favorite. Like, maybe it's a little too ripped. I like it when he has like. I want to be closer to build the Henry Cavill, like especially like with a bit extra, a little bit heavier.
Like I want the Rock Black Adam figure, but I'm not gonna like run around and try to find the chase because I like it with the hood on. I think the hood on design looks cool.
I wish his hood would have been like. I didn't like the fact that he wasn't a king in that. I like the King of Black Adam. I like as much as I love the villain Black Adam so much more. I like that sense of superiority so much.
Just
more.
That's the thing too. Like, I think I was pissing someone off on TikTok today because I'd seen someone talk about Black Adam and I was like, yeah, I like the movie. Like I'm not saying it's fantastic or anything, but I gave it like an 8. I really enjoyed it. And I was like, they were ranting about Black Adam's supposed to be a villain, blah blah blah. And all I commented was, hasn't he been an anti-hero before? And they're like, you don't know what you're talking about. I was like,
yeah,
I'm not arguing
but
with
like,
you, he's been an anti-hero before.
But not in the same way.
I was gonna say, if I had to choose, I would have probably wanted to see him as a villain. And that's what I'm saying, I don't know Black Adam well. When I talked to people who was on TikTok before it was the argument, I was like, is he like a Doctor Doom character? Or like, the place that he resides over loves him? But we all know Doctor Doom's a villain. Like,
yeah,
you know what I'm
kind of.
saying?
Yeah,
like, Latveria loves Doctor Doom. Because I remember there was a comic where, like, the Fantastic Four invaded Latveria and took over, and the people hated him. And I was like, but he's a villain. So is that how Black Adam normally is?
I would say he's very similar to that. But also he's very arrogant, just like Doctor Doom. And, if you want to understand, like, how he fights, look at, how his Injustice fighting style.
Okay.
So you know how like Shazam is very upfront and attacking him, like does like straightforward attacks. Well, Black Adam is a lot more in control and does a lot more with his magic and kind of stands back more. He's very arrogant.
But
also
I've been wanting to rewatch it. I've been wanting to rewatch it because I know that I've seen it, but I was going to show Kaylin because I hadn't seen it in a long time. I'd watched the animated Superman movie that has Black Adam in it.
I love that one.
Yeah, so I've seen it. I don't remember a lot of it, so I want to rewatch it, but I remember seeing it.
It doesn't really explain any Black Adam in that.
But, I would, from my memory, it shows how powerful he is, though, at least.
Oh, yeah, he's going toe-to-toe with Superman.
Oh, I pissed someone off on that, too, because I was like, yo, so Black Adam could beat Superman, right? And someone was like, shut up! And I was like, alright, man. Just asking a question.
It depends on the writer for him. It literally depends on the writer for him. Because he's gone toe-to-toe with the Justice League before, and then, like, other times they're like, he can barely beat Shazam sometimes.
That's what I was saying. It's like, I've seen him fight the Justice League. They're like, you don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, bro, I can't ask. That's one thing I have to say I don't love about TikTok. You cannot ask genuine questions on TikTok. Unless it's someone you already know, you can't just ask questions like, hey, is it like this? No, it's not how TikTok works. Everybody assumes it's straight up aggression.
I mean, the assumption is what makes people, like, most people are trolling, like, even in, like, you know, the dumb statements, or, like, you know, so, like, when you get aggressive with it, you're the one being toxic. Like, if they're trolling you, just let them troll. It's funny. it wouldn't be toxic if you weren't getting pissed off at it. If you just laughed it off, it'd be like, oh, that was just funny. But no, you had to get emotional about something. That's why King Lion irritates me for that.
I was gonna say,
like there's a lot of
what
things.
your opinion on him is.
He doesn't understand internet culture, or a big thing, and but he has a lot of opinions on people, how people act, especially these young kids. And a lot of this thing is TikTok is introducing people to the internet, like different sites of the internet, and people don't realize these kids, like, they've been acting lawless on the internet, like, for a while, and they're not going to come in and change it just because, you know, they have, what, 10,000 followers now, and they're big shots. But it's like, and I'm not going to condone any of this behavior. It's awful. But, like, it's just one of those things that you just realize, you, like, if you've been on the internet for a while, it's like, most of these people, 99% of these people, are not going to do any of the stuff they say online. Just because it's usually a bunch of kids, unfiltered internet access, talking shit to each other, with no one checking, like, what they're saying. They're like, I can say whatever I want and get away with it, pretty much. And that's the majority of it. Oh, there they are.
That's the weird thing about the comics, like you were talking about. Like, that's why I will never say I'm a comic TikToker, because comics change so much, like you just said, depending on the writer. Things change so much. Like, I've seen Black Adam fight the Justice League, but like you said, I've seen Black Adam get booked. So, like, I never want to be that. I'm not gonna do all that.
I follow someone who's into that, and I trust his word, because he does a really good job researching. But he has a lot of people comment on his videos, and he just sounds so stupid.
Well, that's my thing. Like, if I wanted to be that, I could. But I was just like, dude, I just enjoy comics. So like me and Jurassic talk about it. I'm always speaking in like base, like typical form with a character. And I know someone will always come up. What about that version? I didn't say that version. Like, I just said base. Like, it's kind of what we were talking about when I used to do the Power Ranger versus I would do only base form. People were not a fan of that.
Yeah. Everyone always has opinions on it. Like, everyone has such strong opinions on every little thing, and it's like, it doesn't need to be a strong opinion.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's like,
you can have such thing as mild opinions, but people don't realize that. You can just have a mild opinion. You know, an opinion that doesn't affect your day or mood. Not every little opinion you have has to be like immediately go into riot or change something. People
that's
actually.
That's why I have issues with it.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I'm not going to do the extra research. I'm just giving just a fun, my take on something, and like you said, people just can't. Well, like, for example, when I was talking about, like, versus battles against Wonder Woman. Well, what about this one? What about this version of Wonder Woman? Did I say that version of Wonder Woman? Like, no, I didn't. So, like, why are we even talking about it?
Because they have to know this very specific version of what you're talking about. I like this guy named Cactus Jack. I'm a mutual of his, but he only does current runs. He's a comic debater. But like, what I was saying, he doesn't really target people. But like, people will come up on his stuff and start claiming stuff, and it's like, and it's fun to watch it because it's like, bro, he's already debunked this. You're just spouting off the same shit as the other guys. There was one guy, I'm pretty sure it was a spam account because he just started posting videos. So he was talking about like, oh, Spider-Man versus Batman. It's like Spider-Man has so much better feats, and then he's like showing all these feats. He's like, all these have been debunked. That's fan art. That's not even an actual post. That's not even an actual comic book. Like some of his scans were just fan art. It's like, what? It was funny.
Yeah, that's the thing. Like, I'm very clear about it too. That's the thing. Just like, okay, if I say Wonder Woman, I'm thinking like base form, no crazy stuff. Like when I think of Wonder Woman, I think of like Justice League,
You either think of her like most powerful version of base form, or like her most powerful at base form, or current run, like current run in continuity. You know.
Well, that's what we used to get me in trouble because like I would say like base, and they would assume I said current. For like I was doing like a battle with Jon Stewart, and they're like, "Oh, currently he's like energy," and I'm like, then I obviously am not talking about that version. Like, you know, like I'm obviously not talking about a version where, like, oh, he's basically just
Space Jesus.
energy. Yeah, so that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about when you think of Jon Stewart. Like I keep saying Justice League is a show because that's just what I think of. Just Wonder Woman. I think of Wonder Woman on that. She's not enhanced or anything. It's just Wonder Woman.
I'm trying to get more into comics. I need to get. I'm a comic
I want to
book
get
channel.
more
I
into
haven't
comics
really
for fun.
read as much comics lately, but I started reading. I like the fun ones. I'm reading. What was it? DC. DC Mex. I just started that one. Oh, but the reason I'm not a big fan of King Lion is one of the things is like he has a lot of opinions on other people, but like as soon as someone has an opinion on it, it's whoa, I can't have an opinion. I can't have an opinion on anything. It's like you've literally called people's opinions. You've literally called people's opinion shit, and when everyone calls your opinion shit, it's ooh.
That's it in a nutshell. Like you just kind of.
Because I called his opinion shit on something when he said this one guy. I don't know if you remember this, but that one guy who was going, it's like, hey, if you don't buy your comic books, if you pirate your comic books from online, like you're not a real comic book fan, and everyone started attacking him. I was like, you know what? I mean, he's kind of right.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because remember, I messaged you because I was like, you know, I don't know the context of it, but like, but I'm not saying you're. I don't. That's what I was saying. I don't think you have to own comics to be a fan, but like, I think the message just got lost in all the context because there was a bunch of people stitching him.
Someone asked King Lion, and he was like, I think that was the most disgusting opinion. I think that was a disgusting opinion, and he's an asshole. I was like, you know what the original message is. Like, you saw it. You can tell what because he was like, you don't have to own them. Like, he even goes, deeper in the video is like, there's streaming services now for comic books. Like, you don't have to own the physical copies. He wasn't talking about owning the physical copies. It clearly wasn't about that. It was clearly about paying for your comics and not, pirating them. And I don't fully agree. Like, if you can't afford them, like, read them anyways. All right? Disney's not hurting. It's like, if you can afford comics, I suggest buying, like, Boom Studios or, like a smaller brand. But like, there's nothing wrong with saying, it's like, hey, you should support your comic book artists. It's like, really? How are you going to call, like, that's kind of shitty to say that this man, I was a little aggressive about it, but I was like, yeah, no. And then he just instantly blocks me. I was like,
that's why I said I saw your video and I was like, I didn't get the full context. I was like, okay, I didn't watch the whole original video. I was like, oh, I'm confused because like I saw the stitch for King Lion and then I saw your video and I'm like,
King Lion is just pretty much say it's like the two things he said that I was addressing was it's like that. Yeah, I saw the original video you were addressing, and it was disgusting. That guy was an asshole or a dumbass. He said a dumbass, and I was like,
We're almost at the tunnels. Trust me.
I was like, you have a lot of strong opinions on this, but it's like, and especially if you think about it, our generation grew up on the whole anti-piracy wave. You gotta think about how much, like, it's ingrained that we're supposed to hate piracy.
And find out for ourselves. I thought he'd never go down.
It's like, yeah, like, I don't get how you can just, like, fully, like, tear this man down for this opinion.
And also, we both know if you have a differing opinion and keep lying,
There's a
that could be violent. That could be aggressive, to say the least.
Like, I'm all for, like, Second Amendment and stuff, but I'm tired of this
The hunger is beginning to
post
get to
on
me.
TikTok where it's about, because I thought it was a healthy discussion at first. So, yeah, I'm all for self-defense and talking about self-defense laws. I was bringing up some stuff in the live of his. It's like, yeah, no, like, I'm down to educate. But he was talking about, like, feeling threatened, and it's like, I have a gun in case any of y'all. This is like, y'all can say the wrong words to me and I can just pop a cap in y'all. I'm like, that's not how that works. Like, yes, you can, like, there are some threats you can take, but it's like, you have to prove that they intended to threaten you. And calling someone a dumbass is not. Listen, you're getting caught up on the wrong thing. I'm like, no, you're not listening to the right thing. You're being an idiot right now. And also, talking like that is definitely not going to help your case, even in Texas. He's from Texas. Like, we have a stand your ground law. I'm like, yeah. Like, you should. I got him to, like, encourage people to, like, look at their state laws personally. Because he's just talking about doing laws like, yeah, no, this is definitely there's definitely state by state cases for this. Like, not every state has those laws, and I think it's stupid, but not every state has stand your ground laws.
I'm not sure exactly what that law is. I'm thinking, I'm not sure if Oklahoma has it. It might, but I'm not really sure.
This must be the factory.
Back to what we were saying though, it just proves the point that, like, as much as I love TikTok for a lot of reasons, like, you cannot just put a comment on someone's video as a question and them not immediately think you're trying to attack them. That's like, that's not what I was doing. Like, you know, comic books, for example, have been around for so long. It's very hard for anyone to know everything.
It's not even TikTok. Comic book community has always been a toxic community. Like, if you look at any media, like, you can see that from, like, comic book owners and, like, stuff like that. Like, the world has always known it's a toxic community. Because, like, look at the comic book shop owner from The Simpsons. Look how judgmental he is for, like, people, like, normal people.
Don't shoot!
Like, he's very judgmental towards, like, every normal person who walks in the store, and he's like, you actually read the comics?
Yeah.
And I think he's, like, the most, he thinks everything there is to know, if it's not known by him, it's not important. Or it's false.
Oh my god, don't get me started with that, because, like, for example, when I, have you seen the newest Thor movie?
Yeah, it was alright.
Okay, well, I would say, I know most people didn't like it, but my point is, like, I made a video about it, and I was like, oh, I really enjoyed it. Like, you clearly don't know anything about comics. I was like, did I ever say I knew anything about comics? You know, it's just,
Yeah.
it's always like the smart ass thing. Like, I never said anything. I said I'm giving a ranking on my personal enjoyment, which, that's the funniest thing. TikTok, people on TikTok can't understand that. They physically can't understand it. You say it's like my favorite, they're like, they equivalent it to you saying best, and I'm just like, that was never stated. That was never stated, you know?
I didn't dislike Thor because it was worse than anything else. I just really did not like the humor in the first half of the movie. I found it so draining. It just got so old so
And that's
fast.
fair, too. That's why I said, I was like... Because what was it? Because I did my ranking of the Thor movies in the MCU. And I put Ragnarok at 3. And I put Thor Love and Thunder at 2, and they're like, but you said you didn't like Jokey Thor. I was like, yeah, but the difference is, you know, Thor Love and Thunder was obviously very much wanting to be super, super, super silly. So, like, they kind of went all in. Korg as a character is basically humor, which is fine. I love Korg.
I
love
hate Korg.
See, that's exactly it. I was like, if you don't like, because that's what it was the other day. I was like, if you don't like Taika Waititi, then you're not going to enjoy it. And they're like, I shouldn't have to be like that. I was like, that's any movie though. If I don't like a certain director's style, why would I put myself through a movie that's his style?
I really like Thor though. I like Dark World actually. I really enjoy Dark World.
See, that's a shocker. I know. I think Jurassic said he enjoyed it too, and I was like, yeah, most people don't like that at all, and I don't.
I never understood that. I liked it. I never saw the problem. It's like, oh, it's too serious. I'm like, what? That's such a fucking dumb excuse.
Yeah, I can't
but also,
remember the reason that I didn't like it. But...
I know a lot of people started switching up. I get like it's like it's like everyone just wants to hate on new Disney because it's going woke. So they're starting to like stuff that like they didn't like before. It's like I probably do that, but I don't care for pandering. But no, I was defending. I never defended it because I never gave strong opinions prior. But two movies I actually liked before it became popular to like them was the Hulk, with the Incredible Hulk with Edward Norton, and that movie, Thor: Dark World. I really enjoyed it.
I love Incredible Hulk. I think that's a great movie. That's a hot take in the community. I genuinely like that movie.
It's so boring. I'm like, oh my gosh, it doesn't make jokes. How boring is that? Why does everything need to have a fucking joke in it? I can make enough jokes for myself. I don't need every person in my life to make jokes. Not every person in the real world is going to make jokes either. It's just a real world thing.
See,
every character's different.
Off memory, I haven't watched Thor: The Dark World in a while. Yeah. But like, when I remember watching it, I just was like, it just felt really like dreary. Not even necessarily bad. It was just like, man.
I think it worked. I think some dreary movie. I think the MCU needs some dreary movies.
I think the villain was extremely forgettable too, which didn't give me a man.
Yeah. Malekith was. But I like him.
Even you were like, yeah, he was yeah.
I like him, but like he's not like the coolest villain. But like also, I didn't like Gore just because I love Gore, but I just didn't like how like like I can like clash in tones of story can work, but like they didn't even try to make it work with Gore in the world.
See, that's what was making everybody frustrated because I have Gore as one of my favorite villains in the MCU.
He's a good villain, but the problem is they didn't make it interact well with each other.
That's the thing. That's where most people didn't agree with me on. I actually had no issue with it. I was like, because again, I'm not going to say I know of his character, for example, like in the comics. I know of Gore. But my thing was, people were like, well, he was really goofy, you know. Like, yeah, he was. But when he had to be genuinely terrifying, I thought he was genuinely terrifying.
I've heard nothing but like people praising his performance. Everyone loved Christian Bale.
Bro, I made that video. I think you saw it. The one where it was asking which character was done the dirtiest. And I was like, honestly, I kind of enjoyed all
I didn't read
these
the comments on that one. I gotta read that. But like,
I was like, honestly, I kind of like all these characters. Like, yes. Just to like sum it up, Taskmaster. Yeah, I know he's not the same Taskmaster from the comic, but it worked in the story. Like it made sense story-wise.
Yeah, but they made Taskmaster boring, man. They made him boring.
And then someone was like, "I want Taskmaster to be a badass." I was like, "Then you didn't watch Black Widow because Taskmaster was a badass in that film."
No, I didn't want to be a badass. I wanted to be an interesting character.
But I was like, I was fine with it. Quicksilver, that one hurt me because that's my favorite version of Quicksilver. It is the one from Age of Ultron.
Yeah, Taskmaster was mine because I always found Taskmaster funny. Oh,
what was the other? Oh, it was Hulk. And I was like, yeah, I like humorous stuff, but I feel like Hulk has just been done dirty.
He really has.
Like, now don't get me wrong, I could understand people enjoying it. Like, I know Caitlin,
the
she loves
disrespect in She-Hulk. when everyone's like defending the shit out of it. It's like, no, she didn't actually say. If you actually listen, like, no, she was being disrespectful, and she never went back and apologized for it. I get it's a brother sister thing.
Enjoy her. I can understand why you enjoy, like, for example, Pressure Hulk he's entertaining. I'm not gonna argue with that, but like my only problem with the entertaining Hulk is I had no issue with it, but we should have got the world-destroying, terrifying Hulk, and we really never got that, unless you count the Edward Norton movie. Like, that was the last time he was scary. Like,
apparently the next one's supposed to be World War Hulk, or Hulk.
And look, as a story, I love that, but I looked at Kayla when I seen it, I was like, there's no way that's going to work with this iteration of Hulk.
It doesn't make sense, first of all, because they've already done Planet Hulk. And that's events past. He's already over it. He didn't have any friends. The only friends he had on that planet were Valkyrie. And she's already moved on to do her own things. He doesn't have a girlfriend. He does it.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what happens when you have good conversation. You get gangbanged by 5 or 6 zombies. Like,
this is just an accurate version of having a different opinion than most people in the comic book community.
Yeah, exactly. That was the pinnacle. That was me after I said I thought Gore was entertaining. And boy,
it's funny because like all the 16-year-old males were like, Christian Bale's the best part of that movie. He's so awesome. And then like the fact that the only people who came to like people who say that hated the movie. The people who defend Christian Bale and Gore hate that movie. But it's like the newer like the other younger generation. I guess like you would call them the blue hair. I don't know. Love that movie.
Oh my gosh.
You know, like the typical like nerdy people.
We gotta start singing together. One of us leaving. I'm gonna kick off. But no, what we were saying while I get jumped by this third girl. Listen. Oh, and that's the thing. I'm used to having like unpopular opinions and topics. You know, I'm used to that.
I like having those. I can never find them.
I'm used to it. Do I like it? No, but I'm used to it.
I try to find them on purpose. I try to troll people, but I make it too obvious sometimes, I guess. So not obvious enough.
Say, I'm used to like people not agreeing with my take. That's fine. But like,
I'm legit jealous of you. I'm not gonna lie.
It's the aggression that I'm just like, why? There's no need. You don't agree with me? That's cool. It's just like we live in a world where you just can't have your own opinion.
I'm legit jealous of you.
If you have an opinion that conflicts, you can't have it.
Nope.
And that's wild.
I'm not kidding. I am jealous of you because I try to post these where I'm like getting these negative reactions, and everyone's like, "Yeah, LOL, oh, that's funny," and then you're over here just like, I kind of think this, and everyone's like, "Bruh," I'm like, "Come on."
That's what I'm saying.
Bullshit.
Like, yeah, I'm not as timid as I used to be, but even now, I'm like, all I say now is just my opinion, and I leave it at that. Like, I don't even, because like old me would have spent 2 minutes explaining why. Well, if we don't agree, it's fine. Now I'm just like, it's my opinion, and like I said, like in the comments now, I'm always like, someone will get pissed off and be like, that doesn't make any sense, and I'm like, thank you for your feedback. Like, I'll just be like, that's all I'll say, and leave it at that. But like, what I was saying is, like, Gore, like, I don't know him comic book-wise. I'm not gonna say I do. But, that being said, from the MCU, was he a goof? Yes. Was he scary when need be? Abso-freaking-lutely. Was he a threat? That was the big thing for me. Was he a threat? Absolutely.
I wish we had more Gore, honestly. I feel like if
that's the
we had
thing.
more Gore,
I would have liked more screen time with him. Because someone in the comment was like, he wasn't or what was it? Oh, I was like, someone said that he wasn't a threat in the movie, and I'm like, did you watch the same movie as me? Because, and someone said he wasn't a threat.
I get what they're saying, and I agree partially. Like, they didn't show enough to make him as terrifying as he was supposed to be.
Because they said he wasn't a threat. I was like, okay.
He didn't feel like a threat.
You realize it took Valkyrie and 2 Thors, and they barely won the original fight. And they're like, it wouldn't have taken that. I was like, well, not to be an asshole, but in the comics, it took 3 Thors. So, not to be that guy, but do your research, buddy. Like, I mean, like that's the one time I knew the comic on that part. I was like, yeah, I've seen Thor. He had to fight like 3 iterations of Thor at one time, and it's just like, I don't know, dude. Like, if you don't agree, that's fine. I'm not out here going.
I think he broke a moon when fighting Thor.
Yeah, like I agree that we should have seen the God Killer be a God Killer. That's fine.
I'm pretty sure he punched Gore through a moon in the comic books.
Let's just say I can get behind that. We probably should have got to see that. We really didn't see that. But
yeah, we don't get to see.
I think in the short amount of time he was given,
It's not much,
he was
but it helps.
a threat. The first time he fights Thor, he's holding his own against the God of Thunder. Like, yeah, I think he's doing his due diligence.
He's doing his darndest. Gosh darn it. They should have shown his other God kills. I think that would have helped. I think that would have helped him look more intimidating.
That's true.
That's what he needed. He needed. It's not the fact that, like, he wasn't intimidating. He needed more time to look intimidating for him to be intimidating.
I thought he had me.
So yeah, that was that whole Gore thing. I'm still getting comments for the Gore thing.
Oh,
because
yeah,
they're like, I don't know how anyone could like Thor, and I'm just like, or like Gore, and I was like, I mean, obviously, is there something in it because I like Christian Bale? Yeah.
So I like Gore. Valkyrie was just all right. Like she wasn't anything special in that movie. She was kind of it was a little annoying, just for like how much character they gave her in the first one. What is it, Ragnarok? And in this one, it just felt more like she felt more of a cliche character. When they felt like they were giving her depth, and they just didn't.
But I think that only reason was they had to throw that character jump that we're talking about for Jane Foster.
Oh, Jane Foster was great. Like Jane, like I wish they would have laid down on the jokes a little bit. Or like at least no, there's many one-liner jokes. I like jokes, and I feel like if the jokes were more natural, it would have been better. But overall, I do like Jane's.
My biggest problem with the MCU. Oh my God! How did they just walk through the bay? We did not prepare well. Like, my biggest problem is at the end of the day, most of them, we're 5 phases into the MCU. So like, I used to get arguments all the time. I'm like, if you don't like the humor, why are you still here? Like, I'm not being mean, but like, there's some people like that. Especially if I don't know, like I can talk to people I know, but people I don't know, I'm like, the people that I don't know, they go, I didn't like the humor. I'm like, I'm tired of hearing that. Like, you know what you're gonna get with an MCU film. Yeah, you don't have to like it, but coming back and saying the same tired, I don't like the jokes.
I like the jokes in Ragnarok, though. I liked Ragnarok. The jokes they had in Ragnarok worked. This one felt so unnatural for some reason. Like every joke he said in the first half felt like it felt too many jokes in one spot where you just couldn't breathe, and it's just like, oh my gosh.
I know, for example, like I finally got just annoyed at people, and I was like, fine, you want to hear a reason that I can give why it's such a funny, humorous movie? Remember this whole movie, it's literally a retelling by Korg. That literally can sum up why it was so silly. Like, of course Korg's gonna tell a silly story. It might not have gone down just like that, but again, it's a retelling from Korg. It is not a retelling from Thor himself.
I also didn't like Korg in this.
And that's the thing, too. You either like Korg or you don't. There's no in between. There's no in between. I've never met someone that was like, it's either you like him or you're like, I can't stand him.
He had a really dark story in the comic books, and it was interesting, especially when they did it in the animated movie. I was like, I liked the story. She
I don't
was
know.
like,
I've had people try to tell me I'm an MCU apologist, and you know what? Do I enjoy the MCU as a whole? Yeah, I do. Are there
that's
things
fine.
I don't love?
I've been apologist
Yeah,
for stuff.
absolutely. There's a lot of things in the MCU I don't love. Did I enjoy She-Hulk as a whole? No, not really.
Yeah, She-Hulk is bad.
Did I like Miss Marvel? Yeah, I actually enjoyed Miss Marvel.
I didn't watch it.
But,
It was
like,
terrible.
Yeah, it's like, you know what, I enjoyed, and honestly, that one was interesting because all the knowledge I have of Miss Marvel is basically the Avengers game.
She-Hulk had some
that's-
interesting parts, I will say.
And that's basically her in the show. So, like, that's why I was, because Caitlin was asking, she's like, is that how she is in the comics? Like, I can't speak for the comics, but the way she's acting right now is literally how she was in that game.
For which character?
Like, Ms. Marvel, like, the whole fanboy aspect, that is literally how she was in it. I mean, she is a fanboy of these superheroes. So you get abilities, that's how you would act. But yeah, I like talking about the MCU, but for certain people, it's just like, what's the point? I know where it's going. I know what they're about to argue about.
To be fair, for DC, as a DC fan, it's like, I feel like,
don't give me DC.
I feel like what's his name? I feel like what's his name from Scrubs, talking about the MCU. The bald guy, the lawyer. That's the lawyer. It's like, you can't keep throwing rocks at them. Why do they get to be happy?
Well, that's the thing too. That's why it's funny that people call me like a lot of people that don't know me. They'll call me an MCU apologist, and I'm like, do they not realize I like most of the current DCU movies? Like,
well, I don't even like most of the current DCU movies.
That's what I'm saying. I like both Suicide Squads. I like Batman v Superman. Like, I don't really love the original Justice League, but other than that, I've really liked everything else.
Bro, you're crazy, man. Crazy. You can't like the original Suicide Squad.
Yeah, I actually like it. That's what I'm saying. Someone got mad because I said Rick Flag was my favorite character. They're like, that military guy from the first one? I was like, yeah. And
the first movie, he was trash. He didn't do anything. He was just like, this is Katana. Cool. She has my back. I'm like,
okay, that line. People are so mad about that line.
I'm not even mad. It's just so stupid.
Is it a bit cringe? Sure, but it gets the point across. Like, she's got my back. Like,
it's just too many exposition dumps in that movie for its and cringe dialogue. It's not a bad movie, but it's not great. It is what it is.
Deadshot's entertaining as hell.
That he carried that movie on his back. Margot Robbie did not carry that movie. Margot Robbie did not carry that movie. I love Margot Robbie. She's a great Harley Quinn. She did not carry that movie. 100% Will Smith.
I would say they both did, but Deadshot had most of the thing where I was like, okay, yeah.
She was good, but if Will Smith was taken out of the movie and she wasn't, bombed. Would have been horrible. If Harley Quinn was taken out and Will Smith was still in it, it still would have been decent.
I could agree with that.
Like, because she was good.
Deadshot was entertaining for me.
She was a very accurate Harley Quinn, and she was good. But yeah, no, it's just he just carried too much. He was the only reason it was decent. And oh my gosh, another thing that movie did, and I'm so glad they continued it with the next one. But that it had one of the most accurate castings of all time of any DC movie. One of the best castings.
What's that?
Just take a wild guess.
You're talking about the original Suicide Squad movie?
Yes.
Who had the best? Who you're asking? Who was the best cast?
Yes.
Well, okay. Captain Boomerang.
Ooh, that's a good one, but no. Viola Davis as Amanda Waller.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Literally the best Amanda Waller I've ever seen.
Team. I was going to say, I was just thinking about the main team, but I was like, yeah, I mean, Waller was good enough that she made it to the second Suicide Squad and the Black Adam movie. Like, yeah, if anyone needs to stay, it's her.
Oh, we already started the next chapter.
Well, that's why I said I was going to see. I wonder if anyone's up to do, like, a live or something, because I kind of want to just talk more comic book stuff. But if you're tired, I can understand.
No, I'm down. It's only 1 o'clock. I'm going to go with my car. My cookies.
But yeah, I'll probably stop the game so that we could next week have the finale, because this is my favorite chapter.
Oh yeah.
The Japan, that's my favorite one.
Oh, by the way, I started playing Prey.
What do you think of it?
I like it so far. I'm not too far in it, but it's fun. I like it. I'm not a big horror fan. I haven't been a big horror person, but I'm really enjoying this. I like the space theme. I like the shapeshifters. It's very trippy in that first, like the intro. I feel like there's some way I could pass those tests, so I replayed them, and it's like, and then I realized I was doing it wrong because I wasn't listening to the person, and it said hide. I was like, oh, I have to hide, and so I hid behind the chair, and it still didn't do anything. I'm like, how do you hide?
I know. Okay, that before I get off, I'll say that. That part messed me up at first because I was like, there's no like hide button. There's no like, because you know in games like Outlast you walk to like a bed and he'll hide under it. No, they just really want you to stand behind the chair.
I'll try that, but I think I knocked the chair over last time. But the main thing was I legit wasn't listening to the person, so I was just going and interacting with stuff. I was like, and I just pick up the chair and move it. And I was like, did I do it right? Did I move the chair right? He's like, I'm like, what do you mean I didn't move the chair right? And he's like, why isn't she hiding? She's really bad at this. And I'm just like, I moved the chair.
But yeah, if you want, I can. If you want it to be TikTok, I can just do a live here in a minute for an hour or two.
Works. Yeah, that works.
All right, cool. Well, you go ahead and sign off. No.
This is Eli Hoover signing off.